All right, much love and many blessings. Moving on to our water signs, our mutable, flowing water signs, Pisces. Last but definitely not least, I really feel that, especially with the Kamala Devi coming up and the Six of Cups coming up, that there is a strong desire to reconnect and to just share in this energy with everyone that is around you. Pisces definitely went through a lot of cleanses, a lot of sacrifices mid last year, and there was a lot that was going on that required you to, I want to say, detoxify. So now we're trying to really reconnect and reconcile and find out who and what we have around us that brings our inner child to life, that brings our sense of emotional aliveness out. So really speaking on this wisdom during this Aquarius season, we have the theme and the divine wisdom of Kamala Devi coming up for our water signs of Pisces. And Pisces are ruled by Neptune, which is really the embodiment of a watery illusionary planet. It is symbolically associated with spirituality and mysticism and emotional waters. So there's definitely a polarity with that, because Pisces tend to be some of the more naturally adept spiritualists, and when they go into spiritual work or witchery, it usually comes very natural to them. But on the other end, because of all of that water and those endless seas, the vastness, like any water sign, Pisces really doesn't seem to have an end. Their waters might seem like they go on forever, and those waters can also wash you over in illusions, because the emotions for Pisces are so intense, especially being ruled by Neptune, that emotions can become so dense they can almost seem real. So what that means is that emotions can become so real that they can create illusions and seem like reality. So Neptune and Pisces are where reality and illusions blend, and sometimes you might not know what's real and what's not. So sometimes you might see that within emotional behaviors of them seeming like the first and the last, because they are the first and the last. So sometimes they might come off as the victim when they're really the abuser, or sometimes they might want to be married but they have a single mindset. So a lot of times the first and the last, or they'll be around people and situations and things that allow them to adapt or to embody that which it is that they want, because realistically they're the most containerless sign in the zodiac. Being a water sign and being mutable, there's nothing, your biggest trait is adaptability. So a lot of times you anchor yourself by connecting with people who can give you that anchor, and that can run the odds of creating natural codependencies. So let's really delve into this, especially with Aquarius season coming around, creating that fixed energy, having us expand on more than just our own emotional needs, and see what's radiating for us as we move through this year, really 2021, with grace and overcoming our obstacles. So Kamala Devi, when we witness her, we're witnessing her beauty, and with her, it's as if we are watching beauty and all the struggles melt away into grace. Upon a grateful sigh, the heart softens into her protection and radiates her peace. Her presence transforms frustrations into inspiration, fatigue into replenishment, and overactivity into effortless attraction. She is the golden pathway of divine manifestation and peaceful contentment. She empowers your heart to receive with the same generosity, openness, and grace that you express when you give freely and joyfully. Abundant divine blessings are upon you. The 10th of the 10 Mahavidyas, the wisdom goddesses, is the gracious goddess Kamala. Her presence reminds us not to make things more difficult for ourselves than they need to be. Sometimes the assumption of burden is necessary for our growth. At other times, growth happens when we learn to cast the burden aside, understanding that we will be able to offer so much more when not carrying another on our backs, so to speak. Sometimes a more graceful path evokes a greater spiritual progress, which ultimately benefits all beings. There's that collective benefit again. Kamala Devi holds the wealth-generating, life force protecting qualities of preservation and cultivation. If we are used to always giving out, even if we receive a lot but consistently overshare or leak our energy, she teaches us the loving art of self-valuing. This is not selfishness, but self-care. When we care for ourselves, we show respect for who we are and what we have to offer. That respect is an energetic broadcast that repels lower level energies. I want you to understand that again. That respect is an energetic broadcast that repels lower level energies. This is the equivalent of when your no makes room for the yes that you want, or creating those boundaries only blocks out, it only upsets people who appreciated you or preferred you when you didn't have boundaries. It gives us a firmness of mind to set boundaries wisely. Here we go. While attracting opportunities and pathways for expansion. When genuinely good and true things are strengthened and shared, every being gains spiritual benefit. Her presence in a reading speaks of divine harvest, success, and beauty, created and protected, of longevity and peace. So if these are not the themes resonating with the Aquarius season, we're speaking of beauty, but not just beauty in the moment, not just a flower that's about to wither. We're talking about longevity. We're talking about peace. We're talking about being able to harvest success, but it's also protected. Because how many times is the divine feminine container feel exposed, but when you step out there, you feel like you're being human trafficked. You feel like you're being policed. You feel like your energy has to be displayed a certain way to satisfy somebody else's insecurities. So sometimes you're beautiful, but you don't feel safe. You don't feel safe when you go out into the world. You might feel like you can only dress up in that nice outfit, that sexy seductress outfit, that sexy seductress energy or mindset in your house. You're playing dress up, you're playing beautiful, but you don't take this energy out into the world. So Kamala Devi is reminding you and bringing you the awareness that not only are you beautiful and is there a beautiful energy within you, but also that that beautiful energy is protected and you don't have to have fear of the beauty that is being emitted from you. So this is also a confirmation as well that the divine masculine within you is holding an active space to protect your creative force and expression. Kamala is the tantric emanation of Lakshmi. I love that. Awakening deeper spiritual understanding of the nature of material prosperity and spiritual enlightenment. Kamala provides many beautiful gifts in such a way that we learn the growth through blessings. Tantra exists outside of conventional religious practices and social mores. We cannot access true and sacred knowledge of oneself or of the world when bound by the opinions of mass culture. We cannot find our authentic being within such constraints. Societal conditioning lacks the wisdom, generosity, freedom, respect, spaciousness, and insight to be able to bear the process of individual awakening that can only happen outside of society's constructs. So this is also saying to you that connecting to groups is important, but a collective or social group should only be as beneficial as its growth for you. Sometimes we get into groups or we seek acceptance, or Pisces, you seek to belong instead of being on your own individual own because you're used to having somebody else hold the anchors in solidarity. You want to connect with the friendship, so be able to offer something so somebody else can support you. This Six of Cups also is reflecting on seeking something that is foreign or different from you, or seeking a friendship, especially when you have to offer something. Six of Cups can be a beautiful friendship, but it also is a representation that you have to find something. Because when the six comes up, it really denotes that there is a difference between you and the other person that you're connecting with, but that's okay. There may be an age difference, there may be a mindset or a perspective difference, but there's shared qualities that you offer or they offer you that help you to create a mutualism, that create a harmonious friendship. But with Kamala Devi coming up, this Six of Cups may be representing that you are forcing yourself, or you're giving an energy to a situation when you're good, or when you're feeling good, or when you're in an abundant state, that you're giving away an energy that's not necessarily healthy to give away. You may just be giving it away because you're in the flow of giving it away, because you're so used to maintaining these friendships, maintaining these dynamics. Let's see. We cannot find our authentic being within such constraints. Yes, very powerful. This is why enlightened mysticism in every religious tradition has always come into conflict with traditional figureheads in their religion. The Divine Mother protects the path to fulfillment, even when authority or bureaucracy try to stifle it. Be direct about your intentions and desires. Allow her to show you the graceful path through any difficulty by consulting with your heart, and graceful path through any difficulty, and having the patience and willingness to see another way. Locking horns in direct conflicts is not always going to lead you towards the outcome you wish. Kamala Devi brings us gifts of abundance on every level, and through the inner sense of spiritual security cultivated, a fearlessness of a heart is born. She is the lotus flower, the signifier of wealth of such a nature that spiritual life is enhanced, not polluted. She is known as Stavik, probably butchering that, or peaceful, and carries the energy of Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, and the planetary sisters of Earth and Venus. These beings manifest gentle yet effective enlightened feminine activity for the spiritual benefit of all. This vibration is not common on our planet, yet its bearers can often recognize one another. So this is also a confirmation that there's a uniqueness within you, and you cannot just simply give your friendship and connection to everyone just to create peace. You have to go where your vibration is matched and mirrored. It's time to create more of a filter. It's time to change the dynamic. You keep giving out, like, it's like going to Costco and offering out samples to everyone that comes by just so you can show that, like, hey, this energy is good. This isn't your first year anymore. Yeah, maybe that company when you were first year out, you had to give out samples. Because people didn't know what it tasted like. It might have been bomb as fuck. That shit might have been divinely sweet. But you had to give out samples because, people they're not trustworthy. They're not trustworthy, but they're cautious. They don't want to just get duped. They don't want to get finessed. So you had to give out some of your energy, and you've gotten used to that. But remember, like any big company, after you've been out a while, you don't have to give out samples anymore because people know about your energy. People are saying it through word of mouth. Your energy is just expressed. So it's not required of you to just freely give out your energy. If people want a sample, they got to pay like everybody else. Or the energy got to match. The energy has to match your energy. Because at this point, with this vibration in this age of Aquarius season, Aquarius is literally bringing awareness for you to drop off things that require too much weight and energy to maintain. So it is trying to bring awareness to you to be like, hey, you see you're carrying this right. Now it's time to get lighter. Get lighter on those friendships. Get lighter on those things that you tell yourself that you have to invest yourself in order to be happy, in order to be connected. Much love and many blessings as you take your divine breath. Bring awareness into your energy field where you've been overextending and giving, connecting with circles and relationships in which take away and drain too much of your precious samples, your precious energy. You're not being polluted by honoring yourself. You don't have to fight. You don't have to jump tip. It's time for you to dilute your waters and create a better filter for yourself and stop giving out your energy so freely. As you take your divine breath, bring awareness to what you can pull back and who deserves the samples or the quality of your energy coming to the table. Ask yourself what this Aquarius season can upgrade within your space and how it can improve the technology of your thoughts and your emotional centers and the clarity for how you look out into the distance and see as far as possible so that you can map out your long-term goals. Much love and many blessings, and Ashe.